Just talk real quick about our game. I was actually, first of all, I think Vandy's probably the best team we've played. In my time here as the head coach, they obviously their size was something that we had to deal with. But then Diego he's as advertised. Guy goes 20 for 25. And made a couple throws under duress. I mean, we tried to hit him as much as we could, and he got out of a phone booth one time, and so just impressed by them. Clark Lee, obviously a class act, and but I was proud of the way we competed in the game. We got to play a lot of players, which is not the goal, but I'm glad that the players that we did get to play competed the right way. I thought we settled down kind of midway through the second quarter. We had some things going offensively, and then we had the turnovers, which they took advantage of. But the way we competed throughout the game, we gave up 10 explosives in the first half. We settled down midway through the second quarter, and we only gave up 3 explosives the rest of the game. So was pleased with that. Obviously, they made us miss a few times, but I thought our tackling actually was solid overall. And I just liked the look in our guys' eyes throughout the game. Like the sideline was great. They were into it the whole time. The sidelines making checks. The quarterbacks, all of them that played, did a good job of getting us in the right plays. They all made plays, which was a good thing. And was pleased with some of the production. But clearly Vanderbilt is better than we are. So on to the next bonus game. That's kind of what is our mindset here. This is bonus season. These first 2 weeks, we know that the meat and the narrative of this season will get written, in conference play and in FCS play. But obviously, excited to go play in Conway this weekend.
You talked about the defense. I thought some guys did make really big plays, and you talked about looking at guys' eyes. How cool is that to see them make a play against a team like Vanderbilt? And what do you take away from your defensive performance?
Well, I think it's just funny. I thought a couple guys stood out. I thought Milan Bowen did a good job. Him and Malik both had half a sack, and then Milan. He's like Dennis Rodman out there. He's a pest. He's getting holding calls called against him. So he's drawing fouls. He's creating negative plays that maybe don't show up on a stat sheet. But that was fun to see. I thought Justin Waters really played well. He had a great punch out. Caused a fumble. We didn't get it, obviously, but that was great to see. And just the physical brutality that we kind of preached to our team showed up. And then there's some things where, hey, we had to make adjustments. We had to adjust, and I thought our staff did a good job of making adjustments and communicating with the players and their mindset. Just on the sideline, just a lot of positive talk and not a lot of finger pointing, really none, which was great.
You guys are, obviously these 2 games being right up front, do you just, for younger guys, do you worry about just their psyche, their mentality? Because they are competitors and they don't like losing.
Sure.
Do you worry about the psyche before conference season hits?
I think it definitely could be something that, enter a kid's brain, but I think the way we keep framing these games, them being kind of bonuses for us, and us trying to, establish the identity of our team, we've got to show mental toughness and bounce back after we give up a big play. Is it hard for a player to do that? Sure it is, but that's where we got to do a good job as a staff of building these guys up and making sure that we're putting them in positions to be successful. And when they do great things, and sometimes when they do good things, maybe if you're a corner and you do something good, maybe the ball doesn't come your way, but we still got to praise that type of performance and those assignments because when the ball does come their way, they got to have the confidence to go make the play.
Specifically, what did you like about your team's performance on Saturday?
I'm going to post that for y'all in the sorry.
Here, you want to re-ask your question?
What specifically stuck out to you about your squad, maybe that they did?
Vandy plays a pretty sophisticated defense. All right, they give you a lot of looks. And I think they're strategic on that because they're not as twitched up and as explosive as maybe an LSU, right? And up front, I thought Justin Joe first game starting as a redshirt freshman, and the rest of the guys, he's the center, all right, and he's got to get us in the right play. And Justin's played in plenty of big games. Played at South Florence, was on the team with Lenoris and all those guys, right? So the moment wasn't too big for him, which was great. All right, but then we didn't have a whole ton of mental busts. We came out of the game with very few missed assignments, which against a confusing defense, you think that's going to be a number that's pretty high, and we didn't have a whole lot of those. For me, that's very encouraging. And then there's some guys who I thought played their best game that they've ever played here at CSU. We've been playing Andrew Threet, on the offensive line for a few years, and Andrew, as a junior now, played his best game against a really good team. And so to me, that's what I thought was the most encouraging. And obviously it was good to see Zoltan operate, and not, look, un-Zoltan-like, what I'm saying? And I was actually proud of all of our quarterbacks. They all three of them made big throws. All three of them had explosive plays in the pass game. So to me, that's a good sign for the Bucs.
Coastal used to be the rival. Obviously, you're in different parts of football now, but do you still see it as a rivalry game? Is that hatred still there from the rivalry days?
I mean, so much has changed, since they've gone to the Sun Belt, and obviously they've done things on a national scene, and so I just think it's such a different phase, and I think we've had to frame it that way, and certainly, we know they have a lot of good players, and we know that they're a very well coached team. So. Is it the same? I would say it's not the same. It's a big game, but it's not like a Big South rivalry game.
Obviously, we talked about the offense. Moving forward into this week, where would you like to see them improve? Kind of what's Strickland's kind of main goal this week?
Yeah, I think the big thing is to just finish a drive, or finish multiple drives, I think let's get across the 50 and let's not turn it over, secure the football, and so certainly there's will be some things we want to see game 1 to game 2, but I think specifically it's just let's just finish.
Was this game booked as a you versus Jamie sort of thing, or was it prior to that or after that? How did this game get?
I don't know it definitely was booked before I became the head coach here. Okay. Now, whether Jamie wanted to have a game against CSU, or maybe it was Jeff's initiation. You'd have to ask them that. But I'm just excited that we don't. It's fun to play an FBS team in your own state, and we don't have to. The travel so much easier, right? We don't have to get on a plane. This is simpler for us. We're going to stay here the night before the game. We'll drive up the day of the game because it's so late at night, and so it just simplifies things for us, and I think makes the logistics of it easier. The video guy, the equipment guy, and the athletic training staff—they're all excited that we don't have to move a whole town, as opposed to just taking a quick trip.
What memories do you have, either watching or playing against Coastal when they were in the Big South?
Oh gosh, a bunch, I guess. I can remember when we played against Coach Mowgli's team and Coach Bennett's team. And those were always fun games to play in. I thought they were fun for the players at that point, and some went our way, and then some we got beat pretty bad up there one year. So it's I don't know other than that.
I know since Grayson McCall's left, they've kind of struggled to figure out their quarterback too. What are you expecting from their offense?
I think MJ Morris is he was at Maryland last year. He was at NC State, so obviously Coach Beck has a lot of familiarity with him. I think he's a really talented guy. The ball comes off his hand extremely well. I think you got to account for him in the run game. He's a good athlete as well. But, make no mistake, he can beat you with his arm. And I think they got a good offensive line. They got a lot of guys coming back and returning. Center's coming off an injury from last year. He looks great. So we got our hands full for sure.
Chris Brown used to play at Coastal, right?
Yeah.
Does he have any extra motivation, as he said?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Chris was so banged up there, you know what I'm saying? And I think he was literally injured every year he was up there. And so I know I love having him here. He's more than just a good offensive player. He's a great special teams player. He's a good leader, and it's been fun to watch Chris kind of grow and develop and kind of become the player that he's become.
Do you were you able to take anything from their Virginia tape, or was it too lopsided to really take a lot from it?
I think it's 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. And I think they're playing pretty well on both sides of the ball. They had a couple things going, and they just kind of got unlucky. Virginia makes a play on a scramble that turns into a big play. So, the guy's kind of off schedule, and just kind of finds a guy on the sideline, and the guy makes a big run, and then in the 2-minute drill, they make some ridiculous catch that doesn't even look like, did he catch that ball? It was incredible. It was Odell Beckham-like. So I think just a little bit unlucky more than anything.
Do you do any prep for the teal field?
I am supporting new glasses here, but
I like them.
yeah, thank you very much. But I am not. Hopefully, they'll take the glint of the teal off of the my lines of sight.
Right. Awesome.
So,
Thank you, Coach.
all right.
Thanks, Gabe.
Thank you all.